Hello everyone and welcome to Lost Caverns of Ixalan. This pack has Inti, definitely better than your average 2-drop. It's easy pick here. The other options would be like maybe the Dawn Runner, Oaken Siren. I would take the Dawn Runner over the Tinker's Toad, but yeah, easy Inti, let's move on. I try to maybe not drag these drafts too much at this point of the format where I think most of you have drafted and maybe seen draft videos enough that you know the basic stuff, so I don't have to kind of mull over each option in the packs to make it a smoother video. And here I took the red card. Now you could follow up with a Talis Favor, but I think I won't be taking it here. Deadweight is very mana efficient removal spell against many aggressive decks in the format. Blue, red, blue, white, and red, white. I don't mind having it. The Restless Reef is good, but I think these dual lands are better in decks that but you already know that you are going to play those colors. So I take the Deadweight over the Etalis Favor, and I don't think the Iceberg is even a consideration. It's either stay in color or take some other color card, and out of those options I think the Deadweight is the best choice. Okay, Plundering Pirates I do like quite a bit in any red deck. Abuelo's Awakening, not a particularly good card. I do want to play the Inti, so I should take a good 3-drop from the red. From these red cards, it's better than the Burning Sun Cavalry unless you are basically red-green dinos, when this can be better than the average 2-drop. But yeah, let's take the pirate. And can I stay on color? There's a Market Gnome. Definitely something to consider. There's a Deathcap Marionette. But maybe based on what I see here, I want to be more like an aggressive one. So maybe I won't be taking a 2-mana 1/1 Death Toucher. And while red-green can care, sorry, red-black can care about descending, I don't have the cards for that now. So maybe the mill 2 isn't gonna matter too much. I'm not taking the leech. Nice cave payoff, but I'm not going that direction. The choice is actually, I mean, you could consider this Market Gnome, but I think it's between the Militia and the Dino Automaton, and I think you have more options to take 4-drops and you don't want to play too many of them, so I'll take the Militia, which will be a good card in any kind of a red deck. And now I can actually start considering my options, because I'm not taking a black card here because there is none. There are 2 colorless cards, and the mine card isn't the worst vehicle ever seen. But I don't think I'm gonna take it when I have a better option. I have 2 actually. There's a Cockwork Wrestler and there's a Poison Dart Frog. Now, has blue or green been more open? You could take something like a Hidden Volcano, but I'm not taking that. There's also the Sunscribe, but I think I would rather have either of these. I think I'm taking the Frog now, although my previous deck was blue-red, wasn't it? Okay, I'll take the Frog, just to not maybe try to avoid drafting the same colors as in my previous draft. Mischievous Pup, Hidden Volcano Brawler. Ancestor's Aid is good, but it's just a trick. I think this is a good spot to take an on-color Cave. I don't think the Pup is that good, and I will most likely play red, so I should take the red-producing Cave. Now, what is this? Why is there a Chardeco's at pick number 7? Oh boy. I mean, there's a Sunfire Torch. Totally a fine red card to run, but this is just the best card in the pack, so I'm taking that. There's not really any secondary color yet, and it's possible I won't be playing even, red at all, but that would require some pretty interesting start for the pack too. I like what I'm seeing here. There's a Pirate Hat and a Plundering Pirate number 2. I guess it's still a chance. There's a chance I'm not playing blue, but pretty good chance I'm playing red. And I'll take the pirate. Also, this will enable some splashes now that I have 2 treasure generators already. Okay, now there's an Oaken Siren. There's also like the Glimpse the Core, which wouldn't be the worst if I want to go red-green dinos, but if I have an Oaken Siren and I already took the Charter course, this is a pretty easy follow-up, so it might seem like I'm gonna have the same color combination as in my previous draft, but hey, I didn't at least force this. This was kind of given to me, so of course you have to take the cards that get passed to you, you know, the best ones. This is not a amazing pack because I don't like the Cartographer's Companion that much, but I think I'll take the War Scribe just in case I open a white bomb rare, and this is the best card in the pack. You could also take the Blowgun for the sideboard, but I think I'll have opportunities to take a Blowgun later on, so now I'll take the War Scribe. And I don't care about the Cavalry in non-green decks. Council of Echoes, I can sideboard it in, maybe main deck it. Daring Discovery is something you could play in very aggressive decks, but I haven't really done that. 5 mana is a lot for aggressive decks. But I have a couple of Plundering Pirates, which will make the Council more castable because of the treasures. Okay, Dino Tomaton, pretty nice pick up for a 12th pick. Okay, Brazen Blade Master or 20 gems. I don't think I care about the Blade Master that much. I'll take 20 gems. Wow, I got the Ancestors 8 also. And the last card is Fanatical Offering. Alright, Echoing Deeps. Well, that's not a very good card, but you know what is? Spyglass Siren. Alright, well, I tried to avoid it, but there's no other pick in this pack. That makes sense, given that I prepared myself for the blue color anyway, so let's take the best card in the pack and be very happy about having something so good. So I'm going to cut now the other colors than blue and red, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, well, following up with a less interesting pack, but I think it's pretty easy. Etalis Favor. There's not really any reason to pick anything else, like a Compass Gnome. I'm not that desperate for 2-drops. I have 3 of them already. It's pack 2, pick 2. There will be opportunities to pick them, and I really would want my 2-drops to be something else than 2-1s. So let's take the Etalis Favor. The Riddle is a little bit too slow to my tastes, so I don't usually play this card unless I'm somehow interested in Descent. Well, I definitely have good options here. What's a Wind Scout, Scytheclaw Raptor, and then some other stuff like the Tomb Raider, another Favor, and an Ancestor's 8. The question is, am I gonna take the Raptor or the Flyer? Raw stats. I think I like the map token and the flying ability slightly more. But you could take either of them. But I'm taking the Flyer. These are the other options are not as good as either of these. But you could take the 4/3, but I choose to take the Flyer with the map token. Okay. There's a Plundering Pirate number 3, which maybe I would still play, but there's a Charter Course number 2, and while it's true that you shouldn't run too many card draw spells, spells that just draw you cards, but this is so cheap that you almost basically always can play 2 of these. It's so good. 2 cards for 2 mana, and even if you sometimes have to discard, it's not even such a big deal, because you get to draw first, and then choose what's the worst card in your hand. Okay, how many artifacts? Only 2, that's not a lot, because I was of course looking at the Idol of the Deep King. I'm not playing a second Council of Echoes, and the Curator is, it's interesting, but it is just a 4-mana 3/3, and I have basically 1 Etalis Favor and 1 Hidden Volcano. I'm not gonna really try to go off with the Descent. With Descent. With Discover. Alright, so just take this and maybe find more artifacts to be able to profitably, I mean reliably craft it. I don't think the monster sword is that great. And okay, there's an Oaken Siren, there's a Dino Automaton, Rampage is set up as well. I don't think the 5-drop is that interesting. And I think a second Oaken Siren is good, especially if I can find a pirate hat. Yeah, let's take the 2-drop. I still need a 2-drop here. Tomb Raider, sure. Easy pick up here. I will actually need to get some more artifacts, but I'm getting like a pirate hat passed to me just when I was hoping to get one. Also, someone might get a pretty late It's Quint. It's also possible that no one is red green because this is still in the pack, but so be it. Alright, how many creatures? 11. I really don't like the gnome that much, and I have a bunch of 3s. That said, it is an artifact which I might be interested in having. I don't care about this 2-drop in this deck. Could just take 20 gems actually. I really don't like the gnome. I'm taking 20 gems. And here I can play... I mean, Out of Air is technically a sideboard card, but I just never really end up running that card. This Spyglass is like Quintero's hate card, something like that. I suppose that's a use for the card. Alright, another Tomb Raider. I'm taking it over the second 8 pretty easily. And now I can take like a 4-drop artifact, which I hopefully don't have to play. Okay, let's take this thing, but it's not gonna go to the deck unless pack 3 shows some amazing amount of discover cards that are good. Another late Ancestor's Age, pretty good stuff. And pack number 3 starts with a very good white rare, but also there's a very good card for me. I was actually kind of missing some interaction. Now I'm happy to have an upgrade, and if I get somehow lucky, I might get the second pirate hat, which I could at least consider playing. But now easy upgrade, of course. What do we have in here? How many 2-drops do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have these 1-drops though. I guess the iceberg isn't the worst here. I don't necessarily need another Sunshot Militia, and this dino is good, but most of the 5-drops are, you know, decent. There's a dig site conservator. Yeah, it's a 2-drop. You get. I think I'll just take the iceberg. The pirates, the whaling pirate is good too, but I think I want to have a few more artifacts before that. And the iceberg, I can go to the 6 mana a little bit easier maybe now because I have this treasure making things. I'm not sure if I'm gonna main deck 2 Ancestor's Age, but I might main deck 1. Also the Oaken Siren helps with the iceberg crafting. But yeah, let's focus on this pack. There's an amazing white card, not splashable though because of double white, and there's a great card for me in Waterwind Scout number 2, which I definitely pick my third pick over a third Goblin Tomb Raider. And this pack has I don't like the dowsing device, but the Scallywag, the pirates there, and the pirate here all are worthy of considering. It might even be the 4-drop now because I think I have enough artifacts. Only 6, but also a couple of creatures that make a map token. Actually 3. These are make artifacts, so I have a bunch of potential to get artifacts on the battlefield. So it's either that or it's the Scallywag. I guess I can still take the Scallywag though. Yeah, just to make sure I have a 2-drop. Immediately get past another Scallywag, but there's also the chance for another pirates. With only 1 dino in the deck, the lattice isn't that interesting. I'm gonna take the waylaying pirates now. And okay, well there is a splashable card for you. Cabarok the Sunborn. I have enough treasure making that I'm gonna splash that. It is just an insanely good card. I'm kind of just missing out on the Sunshot Militia. Yeah, Sunborn is gonna be the card I'm gonna actually play there. Okay, how to do this? I'm not gonna play 3 Ancestors Age, but I think I will play the another 2 because I got the white card. I don't necessarily want to play a planes. I might put maybe like at most 1 planes. So anyway, I'm taking the idol here. And Rumbling Rock Slide, Brine Fang. Let's take the Rock Slide. I don't know if I'm gonna main deck it. I got the Pirate's Hat number 2, which I'm happy about. And Militia or the Sentry. The Sentry might even actually work here. I think it works better than another Militia, so let's take it. And I got the 2. Oh, wow. I basically got everything I wanted. Even a sideboard card against some of the gods. Because you can destroy the land with this thing. Am I gonna play the Buried Treasure because of the Sunbone? I don't think so. I don't think I have the space for that. I have so many cuts to make regardless. Yeah. So with only 1 white card, okay, I still got the Militia. Only 1 white card means that I can just play the 4 treasure generators and not play any planes at all. I have no land fetching. If I had the, the land that fetches a basic land, then I would put planes. Okay. Council of Echoes. Feels like a card I could be now cutting. I don't have anything that costs 5. I have 2 pirate hats to to kind of loot away my extra lands, and with the icebergs I at least have the sirens to help a little bit. So if I cut the Council of Echoes, and I will cut the Hotfoot Gnome regardless of it being an artifact, and me, being somewhat interested in having artifacts, it's still not that good. And I think I'm going to cut the Etalis Favor, because yeah, it's a good card, but it's just not very synergistic with the other stuff in the deck. And I do have to cut a lot of cards here. One of the Sunshot Militias goes away, one of the I guess the Shipwreck Sentry goes away from the main deck. I will be playing this if I actually care about the Defender 3-3 in like an aggressive matchups, because I can't guarantee attacking with this thing every turn. But I think those were the easy cuts. This can also make me treasures, by the way. So the kind of a question here is, do I want to splash this? I could leave this off, but this is such a good card that it's very hard to not play it when you have the means to splash it. I could even maybe cut the Ancestor's Aid and hope that the Scallywag makes me a treasure or 2. And I would still have 2 pirates in here. I mean, these plundering pirates that just ETB me a treasure. And still the 1 Ancestor's Age. Normally you can splash 1 card with 3 sources to cast it. So I could see maybe cutting one of my combat tricks. So if I do that, I might actually cut one of the Tomb Raiders, because I need to make some cuts, and I think it's a little redundant there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-drops, but I have these 3 1-drops. Rumbling Rock Slide. I don't have that much removal. I'm interested in having that. I could also just play not play both these idols, because 2 damage might not be the greatest against all the decks. I just don't want to cut my artifacts, but even if I go down to 7 like this, I still have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures that ETB with an artifact. And I can make an artifact with this 8 or the Scallywag 2. But at least 5 that ETB with an artifact. That makes the artifact count still kind of a 12 for cards like the Pirates here and the Tomb Raider here. So I think I can cut Yeah, this I will sideboard this in against decks that have multiple good targets for the 2 damage effect. And yeah, this will of course be a 16 land deck because I have a very low mana curve, and this can help. I mean, this is kind of like a 6-drop, but I can count the Oaken Sirens as ways to craft this thing. Yeah, I think I like this main deck the most. I have basically two sort of reliable ways to get a treasure for this Sunborn, and then the 8, if it resolves, I get a treasure. And the Scallywag can give me a treasure too. And also, if I have this in my hand without the ways to cast it, I can discard it to a Charter Course if I have to play this without attacking, or I can discard it to this looting effect that I have 2 of in here, or I can discard it even to the Inti ability. So that's a lot of ways to kind of make this into not a dead draw, because I'm not playing any planes in this deck at all. This is fine with 8/8 mana base here now. Let's cut those, put that in, and cut one of the mountains, and this is it. Although this is not an 8/8 mana base, it's now it's an 8/8 mana base. All right. Hopefully I will have a better result than in my previous draft with this deck. Interestingly, the opponent got to choose who goes first, and they let me go first. Well, I'm keeping this hand, of course, because it's pretty good, but they are also playing 47 cards, and they mulligan to 6. So this might be one of those matches which might be a little bit easier, perhaps. And I haven't actually had them in a while. I have had a bunch of quite difficult best of 3 drafts lately. And of course, this is not saying that I'm going to necessarily win this match, but we'll see. I can refill here, but this can also tap for an artifact. No really reason to do that yet. They are having black-green. Disturbed Slumber, usually not a particularly great card. Okay, so they're gonna want to scry and get a treasure here. This doesn't have death touch, so I let them have that. No reason taking the 1 here. Scry at the top. And now they have 1 mana available. Do they have like a dead weight on my Siren? Could be. Could also be the Lawkeeper. Okay, now I understand. They wanted to have it. Okay, so I think I want to kill the Lawkeeper. They were so eager to, get it down. So I'm just going to attack, because this has Vigilance, and then I can tap this for artifact mana, so let's kill the Lawkeeper. Drought. Still no land drop from them. I guess it's going to be time to just play a Charter Course. I want to hit my land drop, so let's try to make that happen. Oh, what a perfect set of draws, because now I can also cast my other Siren thanks to this Siren being able to do that. Get mana for the second one. Deadweight on there. Yeah, if they don't get anything else now and no land drops, I'm gonna, of course, be quite the favorite here. Let's just play one of the scouts. And of course I can use the Siren to crack the map, and I suppose if one of these is gonna get a counter, which one is the one? I actually like the Siren around because I can use it for mana. So if they kill one of these, well, it doesn't even matter now because neither of them got the counter. But I'd rather them kill the scout than the Siren, so I want to give the counter to the scout for that reason. Yeah, I'm just playing my creatures, not the Inti yet, so that's why. And I don't know, I'm of course gonna do this draw too, so good. And now what I can do is a couple of options, of course. I can do the iceberg, and then this if I mill a permanent card, which is most of the cards in my deck, I will get a treasure. So let's do that. That was a permanent, and I can play the Scallywag, get a treasure, which also means my Cabarok the Sunborn is now castable if I happen to draw it. I have an artifact in here, so I will be able to craft this stuff. I mean, one of these easily. And if I need to get rid of the Death Toucher, I of course can by just upgrading it, but I don't mind trading my Scallywag for it. I don't think so. I can make this +2/+0 equipment on my flyer, but I can also do that. Yeah, this should be rather easy now, given that the opponent isn't doing much. They might have a kill spell in response, but I'm still going to do this now. I'm actually not going to attack with the Scallywag now because it doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't give reach or anything. So actually I could, if I upgrade this guy now, have a 2-turn clock here. Yeah, that's actually... Because yeah, I was initially thinking that I'm gonna loot away a land, so this gives me another treasure, which can be nice, but I suppose given the situation being what it is, I am going to just upgrade this now that they for some reason did this in my main phase. I don't know why would they do that, but they did. And now I'm going to loot away an island, and I will make another treasure. So let's just do this. I can burn... No, I don't have 3 mana. I mean, there is one card that can wrap the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Descent X, -X, -X on everything. So I'm thinking between playing this or not. If they have a Descent X Rat. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna play a random rare. They would also need to draw a land to go, to actually be able to cast it. It's 4 mana, black 2. So okay, well there is it. Okay, but there's no... And that's the reason it was a good idea to play the creature, because now I can force damage still through here. Question is, am I going to... Yeah, they're gonna eat one of my guys for free, although that's not the case because I will craft this guy. So I'm going to get rid of the Siren here, and now they have to actually block the creature that has 4 power, and I can use Int to have another one that... Okay, this is a lethal attack then, because this, when I discard +1, yeah, I can make a 3 power creature, and they just discard this and give a counter to this Scallywag like this, and now they are going to die. Yeah, this Inti, by the way, works with Pirate Hat too. It's whenever you discard for whatever reason, you can exile the top card of your library and play this until your next end step. So it's really good with Pirate Hat, in fact. Yeah. I didn't even pay attention to it. I knew that Inti works with other effects than its own trigger. But it's something to keep in mind in this event, because I do have 2 Pirate Hats. As you can see, I have now 2 cards I can cast. The other one because of the Indi's ability, and the other one because I discarded for the Pirate Hat. Alright, so black-green is something... There's a Mineshaft Spider. Well, I have ways to attack through that. Do I want to play another Ancestor's Age though? It might be nice here. I don't think I need another of these idols. I mean, they have some blocking. Well, I saw basically one spider. I guess I can push through that with my equipment and stuff. Alright, I'm just gonna have the same deck here. Do they let me go first again? Because that's what they did in the first game. They won the die roll. They choose to go first. Alright, well this is tough because one land, unless it's an island, isn't gonna do much. But I still have good stuff if I get to draw lands. And they did go to 6. I actually am keeping this. It's risky, but I can draw my many red cheap cards. I can draw an island, of course. And even if I just draw 2 mountains, I will unlock these 2 castables in that case. So I think the combination of draws, I mean, I could draw like 4 blue cards back to back, but that's quite unlikely to happen. I guess 1 mountain and 3 blue cards would be the worst. But I'm confident that I'm gonna have good draws. Starting with the Scallywag. And now with the pirate I can actually be happy even to draw just a mountain here. I'm a bit reluctant to use the treasure because I have the Copper Rock, the Sunbone here, but also I should play this thing pre-combat because this will get enhanced. Also I might get, I mean if I draw this Copper Rock, the Sunbone after I have used up this treasure, I can still discard it for the pirate hat, so it's no big deal. Okay, so they are not playing anything, so now they are, but the rock slide, if I draw land, I have mana to cast it, but it does only 3 damage. Well, I can also do that. As long as I control an artifact, yeah, so it will... Yeah, let's just do the attack. They are going to block, they milled stuff there. And if they don't block, they take 7, and I'm happy with that outcome. Now I have 2 treasures, so I can easily use one of them. And I think I do want to save the other one. I just play the pirate hat. I can start looting if I, draw something irrelevant. And I have all these are pirates. Oh, what? Malicious Eclipse. That was a good one. That was a good one. 3 for 1. They needed that effect though. Now they are in the game. They had to have such an effect. If they can also find removal for the Dinotomaton, no, they did not. Oh, do they? Whatley's Final Strike. I want to rock slide this guy before it becomes a 5/5, but the thing is they might have an instant speed effect that mills cards. So the rock slide is now on because I did not draw a land. It's only going to be 4 damage, and they might make this into a 5/5. I'm thinking actually about looting here, but I don't think looting is what I want to do. I'll first see what they, do here, because if they kill the Dinotomaton and use mana for that, of course they would have to do that. So there's a better chance that I can just finish this off. Okay, so they did have a way to make it a bigger creature, but that's still not allowing them to block because this has menace. Now I'm gonna play the scout. I'll crack my treasure just to get this thing going, and I will also I think this is gonna now, yep. I need the blue sauce. Get the counter here. So let's see if they have another of those spider things. Okay, Scythe isn't gonna work. I'm winning this race. I have actually lethal attack, so they can't even attack. I know what's in their hand, so they just chose to lose the game. There's nothing that can prevent my victory here, so that's that. I mean, they weren't able to block either of these because there's a menace creature and a flying creature, so That was it, regardless if they attack or not. On the play, a 5-lander but with a charter cost, that's actually easy keep, especially because there's the Oaken Siren. So this is a very good start in fact. If they kill the Siren, not maybe that good, but... okay, well, actually... I think I want to get rid of this 3-1 first. Now they're tapped out and all. I can only play one spell this turn no matter what, because while I could have 4 mana worth of plays, it's only possible with an artifact. And the artifact costs 3, so yeah, I think this is gonna be better to just stem the bleeding. I would take 3 damage per turn. I mean, I don't count on being able to trade with the Siren. It's possible. It wouldn't have happened. Now, sadly though, I cannot play the charter course without discarding. But I don't have to do it now. Let's first do this, and then I will. Well, let's see one thing. I actually should get to deal 2 damage with the militia, and I won't be using. I could get a 1 mana card from the inverted iceberg. Yeah, and that would be the hasty goblin. But if I don't get that specific card, then I'm better off, you know, not using the Siren for the mana, so that I can tap this. I use this twice. Okay, I did not, so it's all fine. And now I can get the militia down and use it twice. No artifact in the graveyard, so crafting the iceberg or the idol isn't the hottest thing right now. Do they have another flyer? No, they have their own charter course. Bat. But now I have an attack here. Alright. So I kinda actually like just to not play the pirate hat this turn. Play the plundering pirate and the charter course instead. That makes sense. Or whatever 3-drop I might draw here. That's a good one, but not really needed right now. So do I have a double blue, double red? I want to, you know, start discarding my lands to the pirate hat very soon, but I'm gonna play one of these. I don't actually recall if I care about having more, you know, 3 islands or 3 mountains more. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. So let's just do this, and now I can actually do this a couple of times. I know I could play the pirate hat, but I'm actually gonna save this treasure for the potential Caparakti Sunbone. And this Oaken Siren can actually maybe keep the Ruin Lurker Bat away, but they might pick up a counter for it now. It has lifelink, so I would rather... Oh, that's a nasty one. I would rather them not be able to gain life. But this is of course pretty tough because this card just wins games. I do have the Sunshot Militia going on for me, so there is that. I can also attack with the Plundering Pirate here by locking down this thing. This requires tapping 5 at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. May tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures. Well, this will be tapped because of the lockdown. Well, let's do that. And then guess I won't be using the hat this turn. I'm just going to attack with this guy. Okay, they block with the scout. That's one favorite thing. They need more things now to tap for that thing. But what I can do is now just play the pirate hat and use the Sunset Militia a few times now. I'm leaving the Oaken Siren to block so they don't necessarily get the lifelink. I could use the Siren's mana to equip the hat, but I wanted to threaten blocks at least. And if they use the map token for the Ruin Lurker Bat, that means they are further away from making this thing work. And they even got a land there, which means that this is still just a 1-1. Now I might... Oh, Tinkerstone is the perfect one for this thing. It hurts. It hurts so much. Man, they had to have the Tinkerstone. They have now total of 6 things they can tap for the Thousand Moon Smithy. Well, it's pretty easy to attack with the Oaken Siren, of course. 2-3. And then the pirates, of course, will attack. There's no point attacking with the militia. And it's so sad they have these blockers, though. I could even sack. Well, let's see what I get from the Chardacos. I'm gonna make this attack. Any block they're gonna make is gonna be good for me, of course. Because that means they are having fewer chances to get the barracks online. But they also have a +3 life from the Tinker's Toad, which they can do. Okay, they chose to just kind of understandably chose to not block at all, so they can start making those amazing large ground creatures. But actually these ground creatures don't matter if I have my flyers here. And this is like almost a lethal Sunset Militia too. Do I have a land drop still? I still have a land drop too. That doesn't help me too much though. Not using my... This is actually... this is pretty good. Tap this and this. I could actually make them go to 1. But it doesn't really help me. Because they can get 1 life back, but then this has to attack. It probably is worth it. I don't care about the Guidewing connecting, that doesn't matter at all. I'm not dying to this attack, I hope. I mean, if they have the +2/+1 to every creature effect, that's 9. I mean, I guess that's a thing. That is a thing. I lose to that. I need the blocker for the big thing if they happen to have that. So I guess I'm going to play around that. Alright. They can't really tap all their guys now if they... I mean, I guess they can... Yeah, they can get the +3 from that, but now they don't have an attack with the Ruin Lurker Bat. And now when they use this mana to play an artifact or a creature, they will get one of these huge creatures. And they have a braided net too, so not... I mean... I'm so close, but because of the Tinker's Toad, I'm not that close. I don't think so. They can tap one of my flyers though. But they can get 1 life. Okay, well, let's see what it is. Nothing too amazing here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this is lethal, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. Alright, I think it is lethal. Yeah, okay, let's just do it. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's actually not true. Or is it? I can actually craft these things. Yeah, it is true. I can do it because they can tap a non-land permanent. But it actually doesn't matter because what I will do is I will do this now. So now I can... that was wrong. I was supposed to tap Idol of the Deep King or the inverted iceberg, actually. Then again, they also have to tap a flyer from me. Yeah, so it's not that... It's not so trivial. I think I have a guaranteed win, but my first tap was supposed to be the idol and these things, because I can get these back untapped by crafting. I can craft stuff from the battlefield. Anyway, this won't matter now. I can even make this guy, you know, trample, because this does give trample too. But it won't. I mean, I will win here. I just have to. Do I want to show them the inti? I think I don't want to show them the inti, so. I have to show it to them anyway. Okay, right. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. I'm gonna craft these. No, I don't have mana to craft this thing too, so I do have to show the inti. Yeah. But the other way to win here is to attack with the 4/2, and this gives +1/+1 and trample. So you know they can gain 1 life by blocking, but I will trample a massive amount of damage there. Okay, so they have a 1000 Moons Smithy, and I have no way to destroy it. Choose any card name. Well, that actually doesn't even work, because these are not activated abilities. On the front side, it's a triggered ability. On the back side, it's also a triggered ability, you know, based on the using its mana, and this says that mana abilities can still be used. So I can't, you know, make the smithy work. Both the front and the back side will work through a sorcerer's spyglass. And then what? I need to win quickly here. The idol will be a good one. Rumbling rock slide, not so good against those stuff, so I'm gonna cut that. And I would like to increase my aggression, maybe even not play the iceberg. I could actually see not playing the iceberg and having just another Tomb Raider, and then even the Ancestors 8, number 2 potentially. How many creatures? That is 16. Well, I do like the rest of the cards. Militia number 2 could be considered, but I think I'm gonna have it like this. Okay. I'm still playing the Kaparok, the Sunbone, it's just too good to ignore. But I hope they don't get the Smithy. That's a pretty ridiculous card. Alright, if I just had a Highland Mountain in here, Tomb Raider Siren with all this, would be amazing. Now the Siren can add mana for the Dino, but only blue mana, so I'm gonna mull this hand. And this I don't like, but I'm not gonna go to 5. At least I will be on the play in the final game if I don't get the win here. The Siren was at least a very nice draw. What, they kept a 1-lander. I threw away a 2-lander. They kept the 1-lander, and now... I mean, that was a pretty risky keep. But oh well. I'm going to actually... I could play the Charter Course, but I think here it's better to just have the pirate hat because I have the extra land to throw away. I don't need the mountain here now. So let's start doing this business. Wow, what a risky keep. But I guess they missed the land drop once, so that's already gonna be a disadvantage to them. And I don't think they really have easy time. You know, they would have to use mana for this. I know they can dig into more lands. How they scry here. The scry is... But it takes 1 mana each turn. Scry the bottom. So did they now get a land? They did, and even an island. So good for them. Good for them indeed. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lock down the siren that can tap for mana. And keep aggressing, and I get rid of my mountains here thanks to the hat. And then I still have the menace creature here. I can pressure them a lot here. Braided net is fine, I guess. A braid could even kill the braided net, but I'm not sure if that's really what I need to do. I can play actually. I think they're gonna tap the waylaying pirates, or maybe they want to deny the. Maybe they want to deny the loot, but the point is if I get to attack with the siren, I can also use it for the dino mana and the charter course. But let's see what they tap. If they choose to tap the siren, so be it. They at least take 1 more damage for that reason. And now I will just I mean, it would be tempting to do this because I can, even if I draw like a land, I can upgrade something on their turn. So let's actually do this. I'm quite likely to draw something. I can cast it, but I did not. Alright, so I need a treasure for this thing. I'm going to upgrade something on their turn. It could even be the braided net actually. Let's see what they do. They have an attack with the vigilant things. I don't mind about them too much. Now, okay, they drew their manas and okay, more cards. Thinker's Toad. Sure. As long as they don't have the smithy. Yeah, I think it's time to get rid of the net, because not only it can tap, they can draw 1 million cards with it. Now that they got this, you know, they got the means to, you know, slow me down. Alright, well the Ancestor's Aid is really good here, of course, because that allows me to cast the Sunbone here. So maybe they even go for a triple block on the pirates. I don't expect that to happen, but that would be of course great if they chose to do that. So now I'm going to, in fact, I can double spell though. I mean, I can double spell regardless, but I could play the Dino Automaton and the Siren here. But I think it's more important to get the free discoveries in here. Okay, let's just deal extra damage and cast the Sunbone, I suppose. It's kind of waste losing this Ancestor's Aid here. Okay, I'm gonna actually... I was supposed to play this now pre-combat. I should have thought this through, because then the jump block would have required 2 creatures. I would have been able to... Well, I mean, it's too late now. It's too late. I was supposed to do this pre-combat and this post-combat, but oh well. I guess I didn't know how I'm gonna loot, so it wasn't that trivial. But now just don't have the smithy. Please, no smithies. That is fine. They did use it on the one of my sirens, so I guess they have... They just want to... Okay. That's... Okay. Oh, well, the pirate works too with the Sunbone. This can't use mana abilities. Yeah, any activated abilities is a no-go. Well, I'm not gonna use mana on equip because I need all my mana to play the Ancestor's Aid and the Sunbone. I'm assuming they're gonna go for multiple blocks now. If they do, I mean, yeah, I guess they can do that too, which is, you know, I'm fine with that. Because I will now just play this pirate. And I'll now equip in here, for instance. Scry to bottom. They have 2 cards. Please no Wrath effect. Inverted Iceberg is... they can tap the Siren for mana, but I think they played a land... Yeah, this entered the battlefield this turn, so they don't have now the 6 mana. Okay, that thing can... Well... That's a good one. But now I will just attack with everything. And see what happens. They will trade with the... Yeah, I don't care how they trade here. Oh, I don't actually want to lose any of these. Wow. Well, I have to. But it's really difficult now. Indie giving trample is good. Sunbone is just going to be good, period. Although this guy is going to be 6/6, but then again I will have my Ancestor's Aid. Wow, this is a difficult decision. The trample can matter a lot here though. But I guess the flyer is pretty valuable as well. I mean, the flyer is valuable. That said, I'm gonna play the Sunbone and the... I actually have mana for the Inti, and I mean if I don't use the 8 this turn. Okay, I'm actually going to discard the Scout, as crazy as it may sound. But I'm going to do it like that. Now they can use the treasure map to get life there. They can use the treasure map and then sacrifice to make this Vanguard, I mean, one of the... Well, that will... No, they have the Oaken Siren for mana usage, yep. They just choose to... They chose to actually have the Guide Wing. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's indestructible. I will lose my thing. I don't mind that happening at all. But they can use the treasure map end of turn. But yeah, let's anyway do this now. I got my Sunbone and I will play my Inti. It was a shame to lose the flyer. But I feel like the Ancestor's Aid and Inti are still gonna be better. They will have a bunch of card draw up. They will have a 6/6 up. But I will have 3 discovers, and with the Ancestor's Aid I will also be able to save the Sunbone from the 6/6. And they have the Dinotomaton to deal with, and they need 2 blockers on this thing thanks to Menace. And I can actually equip it. Okay, well they have more life gain. Fine then, be that way. They still have 2 treasures, they can... Well, I guess they attack in the air. Okay, that was a free attack with the Siren, which they chose not to utilize. So there's not really the Iceberg remaining either. I guess they just have like another Quicksand Whirlpool. That has to be the case, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to do this equip here on the pirate, so it won't just, you know, trade with the Vanguard by itself. They have to do something else, and then I wonder if I'm supposed to give it a trample. I might loot away this thing too. Okay, let's see how this is gonna go. I have now the pirate. I have 3 things to tap, so even if they kill one of them, I can resolve the Sunbone's ability. Because I can tap the siren that's pacified. But I think this is gonna be it. And I'm not gonna discard a card. Although, let's do this first. I loot first. And then I want to see what I discover into. Maybe I first want to see what I discover into, then loot. With better information, and then choose into action. That sounds like a good idea. So I can tap this and this without any... Okay, well, I've seen better ones, but it's still a free spell. And now I will draw and discard. Well, there's the flyer. I think it's time to get rid of the second pirate hat. The flyer can still pick up this pirate hat, can pick up counters from Inti. So it's gonna threaten in the air if they... Oh, and I kind of forgot how the good combination works with this. Oh, Idol of the Deep King. Because I can actually cast this now. Wow. I'm gonna decline this. I wanna have those cards in my hand. But the Idol is now castable. Do I want to do it immediately? I don't think there's a reason to do it immediately. I am expecting a Quicksand Whirlpool from them, so I don't really plan to use the Ancestor's Aid on an unblocked Dino Automaton. Well, also they do have the +3 life here, so it wouldn't even be lethal. That is actually a good combination. They can do this because now they can sack this to make this indestructible. First strike won't even help. But of course, I mean, they're taking a lot of damage right now, so I'm gonna let this happen. And I'm expecting them to have a Quicksand Whirlpool on the Sunbone. And they still have 2 treasures, so they do have the Tinker's Toad mana, sadly. Up. Although +3, yeah, it does help. Okay, they do that. That's fine. I mean, this is still +8, so they're gonna have a Whirlpool. Right. That's right. So now the thing is that I can use the Ancestor's Aid on the pirates. They go to, this is 6 power, and then use, with the treasure I can cast this, they go to 1. But 1 is more than 0. So there's no point using the Ancestor's Aid right now. But the Idol is gonna be used. I'm just not sure if it's gonna be... I mean, it's pretty easy actually. It's going to be the Oaken Siren here. Oh, my time is running out. The Oaken Siren is gonna go away because I have the Spyglass Siren. So now I have a free way of attacking in the air, and of course, just all over. But I mean, this is just, of course, a great situation to be in, no matter what. Even if they get their 1000 Moons Smithy, it's not actually the kind of card they need. They are digging for some answers. They can't really afford playing the crafting the iceberg. I suppose they still have 2 mana left over if they do that, but I have basically a lethal attack in the air because I can make this into 5 power. So let's do that. I have here enough artifacts for sure. And let's see what kind of an answer are they gonna have here. If I want to use the aid, I should. I don't think I need to use the aid though, but Because I need to discard a card, and yeah, I need to discard the land here. Because I don't need to use the 8 here, I can just discard a land and give a counter to the Siren. I guess I could have used that. You know, the map token too, but oh well. This is now 5 in the air. Discarding the Charter Cause actually. Again, the Pirate Hat Inti combination working. Yep. Because there was, of course, a Cosmium Blast. And then there's this, the Saw Blades trap thing that would have actually helped them here. But the other option I had, I can attack with, you know, like multiple creatures, give Trampler somewhere, use the Ancestor's Aid. But I like to do this, which is a guaranteed attack without sacrificing anything. And if they do have like a Cosmium Blast there, well then I can have something good happening on the next turn. They weren't gonna win immediately. So I think this was the safer route to go. Okay, I'm again getting these starting hands, which I would keep if this was a mountain island. But now it's a Malthus 6 and... Okay, with a Charter Coast island, I'm keeping this. I just need to draw a land in 2 draw steps. What is the card though? I think it's gonna be the Pirate Hat now. Even though it is good, but okay, that's gonna help me. If I don't draw a land immediately, I can at least explore if this survives the turn. Blue-green frog there. Okay, so I have to explore. Hopefully it's a land. That is a land. Oh, even a Tomb Raider. It doesn't have haste now, so I let them of course trade if they want to. They want to use that thing for mana, unsurprisingly. So now I have stuff going on at least. I wonder... Well, let's see what they have. Nikanzil. So now every explorer is gonna give them additional value. I drew that. I think it is time for a Charter Cause. While I still can get the cards from it. If I was somehow smart... Well, I don't know. Yeah, I have actually tapped land in the deck. But I could have played the island and then realize I have a red mana card in the deck. But I could have also drawn the Ender's tapped land. So it made sense to not you know, play the island first. Okay, so I have this thing that can give me potentially a okay, they didn't gain, by the way, 3 life, so they don't have a dino in their hand. But this can give me a treasure, so I can cast the Sunbone. But I'm of course a little bit tight on mana. I really hoped to, you know, play the Iceberg and the Scallywag this turn to get the treasure that way. Now I can still do it, but I would have to hit a land from the Iceberg. I think it still is worth it. And of course I have the melee permanent, not an instant or sorcery, but the best way to use my mana, I have only 1 mountain, so I can cast only 1 of these red spells. I can't go with the Tomb Raider and the Scallywag, so let's use this Iceberg, hope to draw an untapped land and melee permanent. Only 1 of those things happened, but oh well. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult if they have like a expensive thing. Oh, they have a twists and turns with Nikanzil. Okay, well, this is going to... Yeah, this is going to be difficult now. Oh, Palan's Hatcher. Can I concede? I'm not raising Palan's Hatcher here. I mean, I can kill this before the combat using the upper age, so they'll get two, you know, eggs, which are not that threatening. I guess I'm double blocking here. I don't like it that they get now a way to make this into a thing, but once I kill this, that this is gonna be a thing anyway. I'll just double block here. Fine. Let's see if they have a trick here or nope. But I'm still not, obviously not in a good shape. Please shuffle your deck. No, they didn't. Yeah. I wanted to draw a land, specifically a mountain, so I could have double spelled the Scallywag and this upper raid, but now I can't play anything because I need to leave mana. I also need to leave this as a blocker on the Compass Gnome. So let's put a stop on the main phase here, because this only triggers at the beginning of combat. And I really hope they play the Hatcher. They can choose to just go for the Sahelis Lattice, of course. And in that case, I suppose I use my Idol of the Deep King on the Poison Dart Frog. So, and I'm gonna use it before they get to use the mana. Now they can play the Hatcher because they probably were playing around a counter spell. But since I can't draw my lands, I'm still in a bad shape here. Now they're gonna make this into an 8 power creature because they have 8 power worth of dinos in there. They can transform the twists and turns into Mycoid Maze, which will give them some inevitability. I think I have in my deck a card that can allow me to get rid of it. I will sideboard it in maybe. Anyhow, I got to land a little late perhaps. I can lock down the raptor, I can't block it yet. Yeah, this is a little desperate. I guess I can play my Dynatomaton too. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna work. They get creatures from this thing. They have this board state. I have no... Let's just save time. There's no winning here. I have a no win button here. But what I do have here is the Volatile Vault. This also gives me a treasure, you know, for their Sunbone. But it's something I could play so I can get rid of the Mycoid Maze. It's fine. I'm gonna replace a island to play the vault. This only taps for colorless, but I think it's worth it. Other than that, Ancestors 8 could be useful in this matchup. Idol of the Deep King, not so much. I'm gonna play another 8 instead. Council of Echoes. No, I don't think I want to go to 6 mana. I have a couple of ways to, you know, loot extra lands away, and also the Inti here. So I think this is the deck I'm supposed to play, unless I want to play another Sunshot Militia. Rockslide will be useful here. Yeah, I think this is fine. Let's just have a good starting hand. I made my colored mana base a little worse because I have only 7 blue sources, but I only need one of them. Okay, I'm keeping it. I at least have a 2-drop, 3-drop, both colors, but it seems like my mana draws in this event have been a little bit weird, but now that I get another Water Wind Scout for turn 4, I do like that quite a bit. There's the frog. Okay. This is all fine. I just hope they don't have like the 4-5 trample reach thing. I think I'm letting my Scallywag trade with the Surveyor. Well, especially now that I have a treasure generating in here. And I'm gonna just start with this. Maybe it picks up a counter. Oaken Siren. It is a flyer, but also I would like to have an artifact in the graveyard for the iceberg. So let's actually mill it. That also triggers the Scallywag now, which makes it so that I'm actually going to take the treasure out of it, not trade with the Surveyor. So let's do it like this. Yeah. Now if they have like a Palanis Hatcher, well, it's gonna be difficult still, but there's a chance to win in the air. They have the frog though for one time block in the air, but I'm gonna get the iceberg transformed not on the next turn but on the turn after that if I so choose to do. Okay, that's not a Palanis Hatcher. It is a way to get rid of the iceberg, which I don't like too much. I could trade here, but I'm gonna maybe get another treasure from it, so I'm gonna take 3 for now. I'm not too worried. If they block with that frog... Okay, well, a bunch of things are happening now. I think I'm playing the Inti and... I'm gonna play the Inti and discard the mountain actually. To give a +1/+1 and trample to this Water Wind Scout here. And then I exile a card, I can play it. It is an island which I actually like a lot. So now they can choose to use the frog to trade with the Water Wind Scout, and I have the option to use my Ancestor's Aid to make that not happen. Well, let's first make them get the Death Touch there. The only thing I'm saving here is that it's possible they're gonna get some other thing that can block a flyer, like the 4-5 common dino. And then I have no way to deal with that. But if they don't, I have 6 power in the air. It is difficult. I think I'm gonna go for it. And I'm not gonna burn the treasure yet. I don't need to hurry with this thing as long as they have the Brontodon in there. Another treasure from there because I discarded a mountain. It was a mountain, yes. Now please don't have a reach guy now. I mean a reach guy that has 5 toughness or well 4 toughness wouldn't be too bad because I can use the Inti to increase these guys' stats. Okay, what's this? Well, this time I'm gonna block here. I don't need the Scallywag for anything anymore. That's in the Kanzil. And then there's gonna be a thing that doesn't have reach. Good. Couple of explorers there, but nothing that's gonna... They will get, a lot of, Nikansil triggers. That's of course very good. Now they have this creature land as well. But... Well, I'm not gonna discard this, so I'm gonna at least play this and see what I draw. I might discard the Tomb Raider then. Well, that's a way to get rid of the ridgeline. Well, I could also burn this map token here. I have a bunch of treasures, so I can play most things. This is a 2-turn clock though, despite having the map token or not. Oh, I'm gonna get a +1/+1 counter as well. Well, let's see what's on top of the deck. Let's see what's on top of the deck. Pirate Hat, so if I discard the Tomb Raider I can cast this. It seems like a thing I should be doing. I'm not taking 14 damage there, I am not. Because I can play this and I can play the Volatile Water now. Destroy target non-basic land. Yeah, so if they animate their land, I will be, in fact... I'm able to you know, kill the land before it attacks and applies its pump effect. So good sideboarding here. They have 2 relevant targets for it. 3/4 that gives +2/+0 to another creature. Yep. I have 2 lethal flyers in here, so that was good enough to get the win. But no Paladin's Hatcher from them, and they will be on the play in the next game. What I'm wondering here is that this seems like a red-green deck, but are they splashing for a Nikanzil? You usually don't splash for 2-drops. But there must be something else from blue there too. So, I guess these things do give me +2/+0 equipment. I just don't have a lot of artifacts. I also feel like these Tomb Raiders are quickly outsized. They can wear the pirate hat though. 15 creatures. I don't want to cut too many creatures in here. But maybe the Tomb Raider is not as good as a Sunshot Militia. I could actually see doing this kind of a sideboarding. Couple of militias to make sure I can push some damage through. And the Iceberg. Well, now that I saw that they have at least a Thrashing Brontodon, I could see the Iceberg not being that important. Should I play one idol? Charlie's Favor. Maybe the Iceberg isn't the greatest right now. And if I'm going to cut that, I will play maybe one idol. It can kill the frog at least. Not much else, but it's also gonna be a +2/+0 equipment. This is still 15 creatures. I think that's what I'm gonna do here. I like the 4-drops in here still. Yeah, let's play with one Tomb Raider here and ship this deck for the final game in the event. Also could be a trophy event if I manage to win this game, but the opponent does seem to have a pretty good deck and they are on the play. But I have a very good start here too. I mean, finally I got a start like this. So let's start with the Siren. I can have a 2/2 haster on the next turn, but I should maybe also consider using my mana better. I guess I can post-combat. Post-combat do this, but it's quite tempting to just... Yeah, I'm gonna play the Oaken Siren this turn. Losing 2 damage here, not the greatest. But I do want to get the Pirate Hat going on too. Let's see if they have an upgrade on the Siren. Yep, that's what it is. So they could have a 3-drop that... makes this unable to attack, but this can also become a 3-3 thanks to the Pirate Hat. Of course I do have the Ancestor's Aid. Oh, nothing. Well, I think in this case I'm just going to go for the attacks instead of the hat. Now it seems like they have more interaction here, so I'm not gonna even bother with anything else. Just attack for 3 and play the Pirate Hat post-combat. Okay, whatever they had, they didn't want to use it. Could be just a land cycler. But soon we are seeing if they have a Palanese Hatcher coming up. That is the big question. They have a Bedrock Tortoise. Effectively a 6-6. Now I could try to make this into a 4-power creature if I use this on the Tomb Raider, but the opponent is going to suspect that something is going on, which is why I'm not going to do it. I don't like that they have 4 mana for turn 4 6-6, but it is what it is. At least I can still attack in the air. Okay. So now with that, I suppose I'm just going to play this and crack this after all. Well, there's the Volatile Vault in case they get one of their creature lands. I'm taking 6 now. I don't like it, especially if they have a Palanese Hatcher. Rares on turn 4 and turn 5 can be nasty. Can't do anything about that, sadly. Yeah, I can't raise really that easily, especially if they follow up with another play, which they pretty easily have. Okay, well, I have my Ancestor's Aid for that. They do mill there. Well, I mean, the tortoise, especially given how I'm, you know, not really drawing creatures here now. It's not great. Wow. I have to use this thing on this nonsense, but oh well. Yeah, they had the upgrade and the Triumphant Jump and the turn 4 6-6. So I wasn't able to, you know, capitalize on my early pressure here because they had their kill spells and then a massive ground creature to kill me in a few hits, and then even this thing here now. So yeah, it's just impossible to raise them when they have this. And I need some jump blockers. Of course I can still draw them, but it's not good. I don't draw anything here. I mean, this is a 4-4. There's like a... I guess I'm gonna do this and see what happens. Now I can double block, but it's just... I mean, this is not a winning play at all. Not a winning play at all. Yeah, I had the flyers, but they had 2 kill spells. That's all they needed here. Well, I guess I can double block these guys so I don't lose both of my guys. Although they can blow up the Pirate Hat, but I mean, then they lose the Brontodon, so I wouldn't care. But that was the 3rd attack from the tortoise, and I'm at 2 life now. 18 damage from this guy, and they are still at 14. And I keep drawing these lands. Alright, GG. They had a good deck, of course, but a little bit of a frustrating game 3 here. They had the means to do what they need to do, and I just continued drawing pretty insignificant cards. I couldn't keep up the pressure at all. But at least it was still 2 wins in here. It was a better deck than in my previous event, but could have been a trophy deck too, but the final match was a little bit too hard. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.